Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge learns the true reason Brooke acquired Forrester Creations. Today on Bold and Beautiful, we find out what happened to Remy. Steffi exhorts Taylor to stand up for her guy, and Brooke asks Ridge to keep their love alive. Steffi tells her mother that Taylor is glowing while serving her coffee. She is overjoyed to see her mother having so much fun and interacting with Ridge. Taylor needs to recall how wonderful things were, even though she is aware that things are tricky. Taylor is concerned that Brooke is still involved and will likely do something, like she always does, so Steffi advises her to be open to the possibility of a reconciliation with Ridge, who is obviously her person, rather than jumping into anything too quickly. It's absurd that Brooke believed Ridge would accept her behavior, as Steffi points out. Taylor notes that her daughter sounds a lot like her namesake, Stephanie, and says, "It's just Brooke being Brooke," thinking she can charm her way back into his life no matter how deeply she betrayed him. Taylor concurs that they shouldn't put their trust in Brooke, who will undoubtedly try to win him back. Grandmother knew from the start what an opportunist she was, and I think Dad finally realizes it now. Taylor claims that everyone has witnessed Brooke's descent into despair if she believes she is going to lose Ridge. However, Steffi is adamant that this time is different, particularly since she deceived both Ridge and Eric. She says she loves him, but her behavior shows that she doesn't care, Steffi explains. By now, anyone who has committed half of what Brooke has committed would have been permanently exiled, but she is still alive. I never rule her out because of this. Although Steffi acknowledges her mother's worry, she asserts that Ridge would not pardon Brooke and bring her back this time. When Elektra and will get to Forrester Creations, they reveal that Remy was responsible for the deepfakes. Katie makes it apparent that the younger woman shouldn't have been fired in the first place and apologizes profusely. We receive additional after-school special lectures about the perils of artificial intelligence and deepfakes. Katie pulls Elektra into an embrace and adds, "We should have known better." After expressing her satisfaction that everything went smoothly, Brooke excused herself. "I need to do something important." Elektra should take the day off, everyone agrees. Will receives a lot of praise, and Elektra calls him her idol. During their conversation, the two of them go over the whole Remy story, including all of the flashbacks. Hey, they need to make a profit on that location shoot, don't they? Elektra claims that Remy was brought in by the police because the authors had forgotten the show us, don't tell us guideline. Off-screen, our young lovers share a kiss, proving that everything works out. Ridge and Eric are both reflecting on the recent events at the Forrester mansion. Ridge finds it hard to comprehend how painfully Brooke wronged him. "I'm beginning to lose my affection for Brooke," Eric confesses. Ridge acknowledges that he is unsure if this cut will ever heal because it is so deep. He goes on to say, "She keeps doing these things to me," adding that Taylor is the one person he would not allow to do such things to him. Ridge claims that he has missed Taylor and that she is really important to him. What is it he has missed the most? Her honesty. She enters through the front door as soon as Eric asks if Brooke and Ridge's relationship is over. She requests a private conversation with Ridge. The blonde argues that everything will change for the two of us when you hear what I have to say. Ridge attacks right away, and Brooke says she saw him with Taylor. However, neither wants to talk about Taylor, so Brooke puts things back on track by eventually admitting that she took over as CEO in order to return control of the business to Ridge and Eric. He bellows, "I don't understand any of this." She claims that the other night, she wanted to tell him the entire story, but she had to leave because she was so angry when she saw Taylor walking down the stairs. She now needs him to understand precisely what she did and why. "It pains me to know that you turned to Taylor. But I won't linger on that." She encourages him to recall their time in Rome and how, when he peered through the destiny-revealing keyhole, he saw his future, his Logan. She implores him to hold on to their future. As Brooke defends herself to Ridge and begs him to think about their fate, Elektra is rehired with regrets. Will and Elektra are relieved that Remy was apprehended. Eric and Ridge feel deceived by Brooke, and Steffi and Taylor discuss Brooke's future on today's episode of Bold and the Beautiful. Recap of Thursday's B&B. Bill took Luna home and revealed that she was now his prisoner, while Will saved Elektra from Remy's grasp. Steffi tells her mother she's glowing at the Cliff House. Knowing that she and Ridge are spending so much time together brings her great joy. Her daughter encourages her to be open but won't press her into anything. Taylor acknowledges that Ridge is her person and that they are mutually healing. Brooke, however, is still alive and will probably do something as usual. Steffi lets out a sigh. She disparages Brooke, and according to her mother, she sounds a lot like her namesake. Although she acknowledges that Ridge is correct to not put his trust in Brooke, she is confident that Logan would make an effort to win him back. They are concerned about Eric's level of distress over all of this. According to Taylor, anyone who has committed even half of Brooke's crimes would have been exiled by now. They can't rule her out because of this. I agree to receive tailored advertisements and emails. There is nothing that will bring Ridge back to Brooke, Steffi tells her mother. Will and Elektra at Forrester Creations reveal that Remy has been pursuing her since she produced the deepfakes. Will saved her, she tells Carter and the Logan women. Ivy is certain that she experienced trauma. Carter believes that everything is messed up. Katie sincerely regrets and expresses regret for dismissing her. Brooke also feels guilty. She was a victim. Carter remarks, like so many women these days, it's happening more than we realize. The fact that Remy is in custody and cannot harm her again is what matters, according to Will. Beaming Elektra claims that he is to blame for that. They all feel guilty about making snap judgments when they ought to have known better. Katie embraces her. When they inform her that she has her job back, Elektra hopes. Everyone is content. Ivy assures her niece that she can finally lead the life she is entitled to. Everyone expresses their pride in Will. He is her hero, according to Elektra. Will grins. Elektra tells Will how confusing it was to locate the deepfake room when they descend to the storeroom. She questions whether she ought to have revealed the truth sooner, but Will reassures her that she was only a victim and that Remy received his just desserts. In a flashback, they see Will riding his motorcycle to find them and restraining her from Remy's pursuit. They believed he had escaped, but the authorities apprehended him. She questions how he was aware that the pictures weren't authentic. That's because he knows who she really is, he claims. He's relieved she's safe and that he didn't lose her. They share a kiss. He expresses his frustration to Ridge at Eric's over Carter taking over the business. Justin has yet to figure out how to get out of it. Eric is feeling deceived. Brooke's acceptance as CEO is not as betraying as Ridge's. Hope pulling the string and this make them furious. Even his affection for Brooke is beginning to wane, Eric acknowledges. This cut, in Ridge's opinion, will never heal. It's profound. Given that Taylor would never harm him in such a way, Eric questions whether he wants it to heal. Doc's integrity has been missed by Ridge. When Eric inquires as to if this is truly the end of their relationship, Brooke interrupts and declares that her words will make all the difference. Eric sulks away as she asks him to make himself scarce. Ridge becomes enraged by this and they begin arguing about Taylor. Returning to her original point, she maintains that she only accepted the CEO role in order to win Forrester back for herself. He doesn't understand that. His arms are crossed. She reveals that she accepted the position in order to persuade Carter to return it to the Forresters and to talk him out of the takeover. She hasn't given up on them and is acting in that way because she loves him. She will not dwell on the fact that he turned to Taylor even though it rips her heart. She makes him think of Rome's keyhole. His future lies with her. They can withstand everything because she is his Logan. She implores him to hold on to their destiny. As he shakes Daphne's hand, Carter continues, "Pleasure to meet you." Daphne says. "We can return whenever we want," Steffi says. "That is merely a show." "You're aware of that," Ridge replies. "It's good to meet you at last, Elektra," Bill says to her and Will. "Thanks to a certain individual." "Your son is a remarkable man," Elektra remarks. Luna, who is hiding, looks at Will and smiles. Why would Bill permit Luna to use them? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer claims to believe what Luna Nozawa told him. He bought her deception, but why? Luna's desire to leave the prison where she was being kept in downtown Los Angeles, California, was undoubtedly sincere. Furthermore, she wasn't lying when she said she thought Bill was the only person who could assist her. Viewers, however, have access to Luna's innermost thoughts. They are therefore aware that she portrayed her mother, Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, feigning remorse for the attempted double murder. All fans question what danger Bill is in just based on it. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, using all of LA's power. Luna was naturally confused but yet happy and relieved. She was expected to return to her cell block, where there were alleged attacks, after being removed from the jail visitors area. The guards abruptly halted and took off all of her shackles, including the leg braces. A prison employee lifted her head, stared straight into an off-screen camera, nodded, and a door opened on its own. Bill was standing toward the sun, waiting. Luna shaded her eyes, saw her savior, and gave him a hug. He escorted her to his mansion without saying a word, but he later told her what had transpired. Bill performed something that only the strongest man could do. The idea that any random man could have pulled the required levers of power is absurd. No, Luna's release was traded for Bill's notoriety. Unfashionable ankle bracelets don't matter to Luna Nozawa, according to B&B spoilers. For a brief period, Luna and her mother resided in the mansion. At that point in the story, Bill and Poppy were tricked into thinking Luna was their daughter. Luna was, after all, Poppy's child forever. However, she was also the daughter of Tom Starr. Luna was motivated to kill him since she detested him for it. When Nozawa's character first appeared, she was a recent college graduate who was excited to start at Forrester Creations because she liked fashion. After several months, she no longer gives a damn about her outdated ankle band. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer would prefer not to tell. Given how many people visit his estate to see him, Bill couldn't possibly think he can keep Luna hidden there forever. Any of the following people could stop by at any time: Lee Nozawa, Brooke Logan, Liam Spencer, Will Spencer, Katie Logan, and Poppy. Bill's employees will probably have to follow a new set of rules, which may include screening guests or rerouting them. In the not-too-distant future, however, someone will undoubtedly discover Luna, and Bill will have to defend himself. A more significant concern is why Bill has let Luna persuade him that their allegedly bad childhood experiences with their mothers were sufficient to produce this situation. But it's worth suspending disbelief for this midday plot since it brings back Yamada's captivating character. Although mystery has always existed in the world of The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer's most recent adventure may be the most memorable. Bill, who is well known for his brutal business methods, unwavering resolve, and propensity for stirring things up, finds himself in the center of attention once more, this time in an odd and dangerous game of hide-and-seek with none other than Luna Nozawa. The unintentional focal point of Bill's most recent ruse is Luna, a shadowy new character whose ties to the Forrester family are still unclear. What begins as a simple act of manipulation soon devolves into a dangerous, deceptive, and increasingly dramatic game of cat and mouse. As innocently as possible, or as innocently as anything involving Bill Spencer can, the scene opens. Bill's intervention just got Luna out of legal problems, but now she finds herself in a tight spot. Bill has made it apparent that there are conditions associated with her independence, but Luna, who is always rebellious and committed to determining her own path, refuses to comply. Her rejection incites Bill's wrath and starts a contest of wills and cunning that soon turns into a game with potentially fatal consequences. Ever the strategist, Bill uses all of his resources to maintain control over Luna. He weaves a complex web to trap her with his wealth, power, and unmatched ability to control others around him. But Luna is not as innocent as Bill would have thought. After realizing how vulnerable she is, she immediately starts planning her escape, starting a game of hide-and-seek that takes place across the Forrester estate, Spencer Publications, and even some of the more shady areas of Los Angeles. The two have an electric power dynamic. Bill, who is used to having authority, is both thrilled and enraged by Luna's uncontrollable behavior. For her part, Luna understands that outwitting her captor is her best chance of surviving. Because of her quick thinking and ingenuity, Bill is forced to use more complex strategies to find her than his typical methods. As the game goes on, it becomes evident that this is a conflict of ideals rather than merely a struggle for control, with Luna standing in for the unrelenting quest for freedom and Bill for the repressive powers of authority. When Luna goes underground and enlists the aid of surprising allies within the Forrester circle, the tension reaches unprecedented heights. A key player in Luna's escape strategy, Steffi is wary of Bill's motives and fiercely protective of her family. Her participation enhances the storyline's emotional impact while also raising the stakes. A layer of complexity is added by Steffi's past relationship with Bill, which forces her to face past traumas while trying to outmaneuver a guy she knows is capable of anything. Unfazed, Bill increases his efforts, making use of his wide network and executing a series of well-planned maneuvers intended to corner Luna. His unrelenting quest reveals his darker side, a guy who will stop at nothing to accomplish his objectives. There are, however, hints of weakness even as Bill's acts get more extreme. His preoccupation with Luna betrays a deeper fear of losing control, a topic that is strongly connected to his character's past. When Luna starts to fight back and uses her own wits to take advantage of Bill's shortcomings, the game takes an unexpected turn. Her ability to remain ahead of the game makes Bill doubt his strategies and perhaps himself. Each move and countermove intensifies the tension until it reaches a breaking point, turning their interaction into a psychological chess match. The supporting cast adds levels of complexity and interest to the story. Katie is trapped in the crossfire of her conflicting feelings for Bill and her mounting disapproval of his behavior. Bill views her engagement as both a challenge and a betrayal, thus her attempts to mediate only serve to exacerbate the situation. As more information becomes available, Ridge and Brooke, who are constantly caught up in their own drama, unintentionally turn into pawns in the bigger scheme of things. The storyline's climax is nothing short of spectacular. A dramatic encounter is set up by Luna's last move, a bold act of disobedience that places her squarely in Bill's crosshairs. With both characters at risk of losing everything, the stakes are higher than ever. The personal changes that take place along the way are ultimately more important than who wins or loses. Through this intense game of hide-and-seek, Bill is forced to examine his own shortcomings and the reasons for his behavior. The experience turns into a crucible for Luna, making her a stronger and more resilient person. Their conflict has a long-lasting impact on all parties concerned, paving the way for new partnerships, treacheries, and discoveries in the always-changing fabric of the bold and the beautiful. This captivating game of cat and mouse explores identity, power, and resiliency in a way that goes beyond a simple struggle for dominance. There is little doubt that the drama is far from ended and that the stakes will only rise as Bill and Luna's paths continue to intersect. Motivations in the complex world of the bold and the beautiful can make it difficult to distinguish between loyalty, reason, and outright boldness. Everyone was shocked by Bill Spencer's decision to step in and end Luna Nozawa's legal issues and secure her release, but his motivations are drawing criticism around Los Angeles. Bill is notorious for his strategic maneuvers and unwavering resolve, and he almost never takes action without a secret goal. But this time, his motivations for launching Luna seem to verge on the strange, leading his friends, family, and rivals to wonder what his true motivations are. Bill's apparent relationship with Luna is the first and most puzzling aspect of his behavior. The mysterious young woman who unexpectedly became the focus of the wealthy media mogul's attention doesn't appear to have any clear connection to him. But when the dust settles, rumors of a secret connection between the two start to surface. Bill's inner circle is shaken by the idea that he has unearthed a long-kept secret linking Luna to the Spencer family. Is Luna the daughter of someone from Bill's enigmatic past, an illicit child, or a distant relative? If this link turns out to be accurate, it would account for Bill's haste to ensure Luna's freedom. However, it begs the question of why he decided to act so clandestinely, eluding the legal system and use his power to arrange her release. Everyone is suspicious of Bill's genuine motivations, from Katie to Ridge, as a result of his refusal to explain his motivations. There is also the idea that Bill has only strategic intentions. There has been some turmoil around Luna's stay in Los Angeles, especially among the Forresters. Bill may view Luna as a piece in a bigger game because he enjoys using chaos to his benefit. Her enigmatic connections to the Forrester family and her unsolved legal issues would present Bill with the ideal chance to weaken his opponents and solidify his own position of authority. If this is true, Bill's behavior is completely consistent with his personality, despite the fact that it seems strange. He has always been quite good at seeing chances that others miss and taking full advantage of them. Even by Bill's standards, though, there are significant ethical issues with using Luna as a weapon in his continuous power conflicts. Such a move might have devastating effects on everyone's lives and leave a wake of destruction. Bill's developing sense of responsibility, or guilt, may be the most strange and surprising explanation. Bill has come under fire for his selfish actions and callousness throughout the years. He has had to reassess his objectives as a result of recent events, especially his tense relationships with Wyatt and Katie. Bill might have been moved by Luna's predicament, which brought to mind his own weaknesses or past errors. Although out of the ordinary, this theory isn't totally out of the question. Bill has occasionally displayed compassion and sympathy, especially toward his family. His actions may be motivated by an unusual desire to right historical wrongs if he believes Luna is in need of protection. But given the extent he has gone to protect her and his unwillingness to clarify, even this explanation seems dubious. Los Angeles is already feeling the effects of Bill's actions as the motivations behind them become clear. Katie, who has always had trouble balancing her affections for Bill with his unpredictable actions, is beginning to doubt her ability to trust him. Ever doubtful of Bill's intentions, Ridge and Brooke are forced to wonder how Luna's presence will impact their already shaky ties. Luna herself is enmeshed in a tornado of conjecture and mistrust in the meanwhile. She is thankful for her release but suspicious of Bill's motivations, and she starts to wonder if she is being treated kindly or if she is really a pawn in a bigger scheme. She becomes closer to people like Steffi and Thomas as she tries to make her way through this uncharted territory. They might have the answers to why Bill suddenly became interested in her life. Bill's inability to explain his motivations just serves to further perplex his behavior. Some people think that his reasons might never be fully revealed because of his silence, which just serves to increase the mystery. One thing is certain, Bill Spencer's choice to rescue Luna from her problems is a plot point that will reverberate throughout The Bold and the Beautiful for months to come, regardless of whether his actions are motivated by a long-buried sense of guilt, a calculated move to discredit the Forresters, or a mysterious bond with Luna herself. The strange justifications given by Bill Spencer for rescuing Luna from her legal issues are a masterwork of soap opera intrigue. His acts have left everyone in his sphere in shock, regardless of whether they are the result of a rare outpouring of compassion, a calculated move for power, or familial ties. The truth about Bill's choice will surely have far-reaching effects as additional information becomes available, paving the way for new partnerships, betrayals, and disclosures. One thing is certain for the time being, nothing with Bill Spencer is ever as straightforward as it first appears, and the mystery surrounding his behavior guarantees that the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful will continue for a very long time.